Hey guys, this is Clinton Jeff from UnleashThePhones.com, and here's a quick review of the LG Optimus 4X HD. This is LG's new flagship Tegra 3 quad-core phone. It was actually the first quad-core phone announced. HTC did beat them to the market with the HTC One X though, but this was the first one announced. So you have a beautiful 4.7-inch display in the front, full HD display, and the profile, as you can see, is very slim. It's quite nice actually. It's a very classic design, and the best part is that you have Android 4.0 ice cream sandwich right there. So definitely some nice things about this phone. Just to give you a quick idea about it, it does fit very well in the hand because of the slim profile I mentioned. It's also a lot lighter than the HTC One X, so it does mean it's easier to use one-handed. Like I said, design-wise, it's not as slick as the Samsung Galaxy S3 maybe and the HTC One X, but it is very classic, and you can remove the battery too, and it also uses a standard SIM card for what it's worth. Interesting decision, but does mean it has a bit of an advantage over the other two. What else can we talk about? At the bottom right here, you have the standard Android capacitive touch buttons. You can also press and hold this to go to your recent apps list. Quite basic Android 4.0 stuff. You also have these volume keys at the side over here. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but the volume keys are actually part of this funny little edge thing that they have going on over here. At the bottom you have a standard micro USB port. On this side you have nothing but that funky little design again, and at the top you have a standard 3.5-inch audio jack and a screen lock key right there. So the screen lock key is actually really easy to find and use, but the volume keys on the side a little bit harder to find. Alright, talking about the screen a little bit, you have a very brilliant IPS LCD screen at the front. Like I said, 4.7 inches. It's a full HD resolution display, so things look very nice and crisp, as you can see, and it's very super bright. LG actually makes one of the best screens in the business right now, and this one, for example, has very nice viewing angles, as you can see. It's not pentile like the Samsung Galaxy S3, and it's pretty much on par, if not slightly better, than the HTC One X display. Of course, it does have LG's Optimus UI version 3 on top of Android ICS, which has these icons, custom icons that they've put on, but it is very light. Basically, it's almost unchanged compared to Android ICS, which means that everything is very nice and easy and fast, and you can actually keep on switching between different programs and menus and folders all really fast. One thing that is worth mentioning though is that the icons are a little bit crude. The UI is a little bit crude. You can always install a better launcher maybe. I'm not a big fan of LG's icons and their UI. I mentioned this before in my Optimus 3D Max review. One annoying thing about the menu here is that you can't actually arrange it anywhere. You can manually rearrange things, but you can't arrange by alphabet or by recently downloaded, for example, which means it's very annoying. You have to do this manually. Moving forward to the keyboard is actually something I really like about LG's devices. The keyboard is really easy to use. You can type really fast and very easily, as you saw right there, and in landscape mode it's even better. Like I said, it does take a little while to get used to any new keyboard on any new phone, but this UI, even the UI of the keyboard, is really simple and a lot better than other Android implementations. So yeah, nice keyboard. Even the notification bar, you'll notice, is very nicely made. It a very translucent thing going on over there, and you have this very funky little quick memo little thing that you can just draw on it and save that on top of your home screen. Not really useful as such, but when you toggle that, you'll be able to see it later on. Useful if you have to pick up milk or something and you want to remember it. So like I said, it's really fast overall, and that's mostly because you have 4 cores powering the LG Optimus 4X HD at 1.5 gigahertz each. You also have 1 core that keeps everything running fine, and it's used for basic day-to-day operations. So yeah, there's no lag at all as such. It is worth noting though that you do get a lot of storage. You get 12.26 GB of storage on board, and you can also put a micro SD card in the card slot, so that's a lot of space to work with. Even the browser, if I can quickly show you, the browser works pretty fine. I personally prefer Chrome, and you can install this on the Optimus 4X because you have Android ICS, but I prefer Chrome. This one also works pretty well. The reason why I'm showing you the stock Android browser on this is because LG has their own gestures. The gestures don't actually work very well in day-to-day usage, so I don't think that'll be used quite a lot. But yeah, apart from that, there's a nice little media hub, or media home as they've called it, where you can see all your photos and all your videos and music all in one place right there. Alright, speaking of media, let me show you the camera really quickly. There's no camera button as I mentioned earlier, so you have to use the camera on-screen icon right there. The camera looks pretty nice, pretty basic UI. There's some very interesting things like a lot of tweaks that you can make. You can also change the shutter sound, for example. There's also something called time catch shot, which basically takes a picture right before you press the shutter button. Very useful in case you want to I don't know, take a picture of your dog or at a sports game or something. You can also zoom in a little bit, but it's not lossless, so I wouldn't recommend that. And there's also HDR mode, panorama mode, and continuous shot mode, which is very interesting. It's a lot like the HTC One X has, where you can basically take a lot of pictures of whatever you need to. So yeah, camera quality is pretty okay. You have lots of details everywhere, and colors could have been slightly better, I would say, but otherwise pretty good. Not the best camera out there, but certainly not the worst. Alright, so yeah, I guess that's about it then. You can check out our full review on unleashthephones.com. If you have any questions, let us know in the comment section below. This is the LG Optimus 4X HD. Brilliant little phone, very fast as you saw, no lag at all. A lot faster and a lot quicker than any of the other quad-core phones that I've tried, to be honest. It has some advantages over the HTC One X and the Samsung Galaxy S3, but those devices do have a better camera though. But this uses a regular SIM card slot. It's much faster, as I showed you, and I don't know, it kind of depends on what the market wants and how it does in the market, but pretty decent phone, worth checking out, and let us know what you think.